Welcome to the Oakdale Park and Recs meeting for it would be March 16th. Call to order. It looks like everyone is here tonight. Then everyone join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of
of
the United States of America,
the Republic for which
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with
liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for all.
All right. Did everyone get a chance to take a look at last month's minutes? Any questions, comments, concerns? Then just need a motion to approve.
A motion.
Jan motions. Second.
I'll second.
Glenn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Jake, you're up, sir.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to give you guys one quick update. On our 2021 park CIP, we have a couple of roofing projects in the parks, and Julie, maybe you can help me with which parks they are. But we had $90,000 budgeted, and the bids came in $20,000 under budget, and council is currently in discussions as to what to do about the remaining $20,000. So no decisions have been made, but we will be taking that up soon and making a decision.
Okay. Anything else?
Jeff, did you want to speak to that at all, Jeff?
Yeah. So the shelters are all, well, it's actually two. It's the two main shelters at Walton by the tot lot. Then there's one on the north parking lot. So it's three roofs. So that came in at like 68. I think we had 63. I don't off the top of my head, but we had 20,000 left. And Brian had asked me about Guthrie Park, which is slated to be re-roofed next year. And we were out looking at the courts when we put the nets up earlier this week. Oakdale Park, the courts has a vertical crack all the way through it. It's probably an inch and a half wide. So we didn't put a net on that court next to the other tennis court due to safety reasons. And then Brian was asking about the Guthrie basketball court resurfacing. And we had this extra money. So what would be priority to have fixed? Right now, the tennis court can't be used, so I would think that's a priority over the Guthrie roof, which can wait till next year. It's not my decision, but I think out of the three, I think the first priority would be the tennis court. Look and see to have that repaired.
Did you guys get proposals yet on that, or?
I have to get quotes on it. I just got it this afternoon.
Okay.
1:30, so I'll have to get quotes on all three projects, and then we can see where we're at on that.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yep. Back to Jake. Jake, I got a question for you that hopefully you can answer this one. The tot lot sold for $75,000 and was going to be put back into the Park and Rec's budget. Do we know if that's a fair assumption to that, or am I mistaken on that?
Partially. I don't think we've decided yet. I know this came up right around the time of closing, and again, Paul, you're just like last month. You're testing my memory here. That's something I can definitely get an answer to and get back to you on.
All right, I was just wondering because then, if it is something, then, maybe we look at trying to figure out what to do with that money. And one, maybe looking at the other park playgrounds and adding the ADA swing or playground like we did at the Titan Park last summer. you
Yep.
know, that'd be a possibility too. I don't know.
Okay.
It just,
Yeah, I
trying to
will.
figure out if, you know, if we have to spend it, you know, we only have till the end of the year to spend that money.
I'm not sure if it's not my understanding that that's the case.
Okay.
You know, I think it's just the city sold an asset, and council just has to decide where to allocate the money. And I you know, like I said, this did come up, and I just, you know, there's so much we discuss, you guys, and I wish I could snap off every answer, but it's a lot tougher than you think. I don't think any hard decisions have been made on that, but I will circle back.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Anyone got any questions for Jake? All right. Thanks, Jake.
And Paul, why don't you circle back with me before the end of the meeting here? I'll send a text and see if I can even see if someone remembers better than I do.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, I do have a question for Jake.
Sure.
I didn't see anything mentioned in here about Summerfest. Is that, I know I've asked that before and I'm not sure there's an answer to that yet or not, is there?
Well, again, there's no, that I do remember. There's no solid yes on that yet, but as of right now, plans are to hold Summerfest. It may look different than it has in the past. In fact, I would bet money it's going to look very different than it has in the past. But as of right now, the plan is to have Summerfest in some form.
Okay. And would it be like Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
I
into
think
Sunday?
they're talking.
or-
I think they're talking just Friday, Saturday, Sunday at this point. And
Okay.
a lot of the decisions we're going to make on that, Janet, are based on the community survey results. There were some
Okay.
really interesting findings in that. I think one of the things was that the carnival rides weren't as popular as we thought they were. And that might be
Okay.
one thing we're looking at possibly eliminating.
I think between
You
that
know-
and keeping it sterile would be a difficult thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you
Yep.
know about the parade or the fireworks or the band?
No, that I do not know at this point. You know, our discussions haven't, at least from a council point of view, haven't gotten that detailed. It's just
Okay.
basically, what do we want to do about Summerfest? Yeah, let's have it.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I would anticipate that in the next couple months, you know, things
Okay.
get more detailed.
And then, Julie, you might know this too. Are you looking to do the concert in the park, Richard Walton Park, as they had done Wednesdays every year
Yep.
before last year?
The recreation department will be holding their summer concert series this year, yes, on Wednesdays.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Janet, also to add to your question in the Summerfest, we do have a meeting tomorrow at 3:00. So to discuss a lot of this stuff, and I
okay.
know we have a workshop with the council on the 23rd of March coming up.
Right. Okay.
So Jeff, the
Okay.
Summerfest conversation will be on our next work session agenda.
Yep,
Okay.
the 23rd we're scheduled.
Okay.
That it, Jen?
Yeah.
Anyone else got questions for Jake? Thanks again, Jake.
Yep, Paul, and remember, just circle back with me before the meeting's over.
I got it noted here.
All right, thank you.
Yep. In your packets, we were given a policy update, or the council wants to make some updated notes to their policy for donations. Everyone get a chance to take a look at those? Anyone got comments on the suggested verbiage? Okay. I had a short time to read them because I just got back from vacation. But the quick read that I did do, most of it does make sense to change over. One of them, I think they asked for either one or the other, which was the 2.4 under standards of donations.
Yeah, and on that,
Anyone got a preference on which way that wants to go? Or?
on that,
Personally, I preferred the second one. I mean, just pretty much from the standpoint that it's very distinct. I was actually kind of confused with the original, which I think they had before, as it said, you know, for instance, it said activities in contravening laws or city values, and I was kind of wondering, well, what are city values? Is that even written down any place? What the values of the city are? I thought that was kind of maybe a nebulous comment. So to me, I thought the second one was very, very distinct, and yeah, and it really, I thought it pretty much said everything that needed to be said.
I do too, and I believe it makes it easier for the city to decide what they're going to do with that money and not have to go through multiple hoops to do what they need to do with it.
Yeah, I also agree, specifically with Glenn's line of thinking. I don't see the city's values as a stagnant thing anyways. I imagine that where we are now will be different in 50 years and from 50 years ago kind of thing. So I just like having it a little more broad. Or we have to determine who sets the values and what they are.
So we're kind of agreeing on the alternative wording suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Then on the memorial side, I know this is a battle for Jeff. I like the new wording of he has sole proprietary decision on where those go. Anyone got questions about that? All right, so that's a go. And then under the review and approval process, everyone okay with the verbiage there?
Yes.
All right, I think,
Yeah, that's fine.
and Julie, I think, you know, we agree with what the council has suggested, except just on the alternative under the standards of donations, going with the alternative one.
Okay, and Jeff, did you want to speak to that at all?
yeah,
That-
on the 2.4, that'll be more decided by staff, city staff. It'll go back to the council. I know they talked about it in the workshop last month, or I guess it was their last workshop 2 weeks ago. And then it'll be addressed again by the city council, and they'll adopt. It'll be handled more by the city staff, or the city council will make that decision, I guess. But they were looking for any input towards it, so, or any questions if we had any.
I will just say there's, I think, a typo in the suggestion for 5.2 in that last line. It says he memorial project. I know it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a big deal, but I saw it. Sorry about the dog whines.
All right. Any further discussion?
Relating to this policy, do we have a plan for what we're doing with those existing Lions Club garden areas? Are we just kind of scrapping them or rehabbing them or what?
Yeah, I think there's some discussion. I know Lauren was in on the workshop, the forester, Lauren Coda, and they were gonna, at a later date or in a month or so, they're gonna clean that all up there and see what it is and see what natives they want to keep and what they don't. So I guess we have to wait and sort of see after they get, there's some, I don't remember what it is, they want to eliminate, it sort of takes over. I don't know if it's an ivy or what it is, but it's supposed to be there. I know, I think Colleen was questioning it, that it looked sort of ratty, which in a way, if you don't know what the native plants are, which I don't know a lot about it, Lauren's pretty big on it. So I guess that's what was supposed to be there and that's what was supposed to take place. So I think they're gonna do some removal stuff up there and clean it up and then see where they'll make another decision on what they want to do, if they want to continue that program or not.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so no further discussion on the verbiage on the donations. All right, then we will move on to Jeff.
Yeah, so Public Works update, park stuff. Obviously, we had a great week, the warm weather. Got all the nets out on all the courts, got them all cleaned off. I'm sure they got used a ton towards the end of last week and last Saturday and Sunday. And then we got hit with this stuff, which is normal for Minnesota. So a little setback, but it was drying up pretty nice. So we'll probably get on fields, hopefully when that dries up, hopefully try and have a more of a normal year this summer, and looking forward to that, and trying to put on some part-time staff seasonals. So if anybody's interested, I know that it's online. You have to be 18. So if anybody knows anybody, have them fill out an app. So definitely interested in talking to anybody that would want to come down and work. So other than that, just keeping up busy, a lot of equipment stuff. We're sort of in between right now. Can't get on anything. So, but it's moving in the right direction for us.
Awesome. Just to give you a heads up for OAA, they're looking to run baseball as normal.
Okay, good.
So
We need some normalcy, Paulie.
Unless the governor changes that for us, we're looking to go forward as normal.
Sounds good. We're ready.
Good.
We'll be ready.
All right. Anything else, Jeff? Any questions for
No.
Jeff?
No, any questions?
I have a question from one of my Oakdale junior citizens. He wants to know if we paint the lines on the basketball courts, or can we?
Just talked about that today. I discussed it with Brian. That's one of our priorities. Get calls on it every year. So what it is we have the guy who does the tennis courts, he used to maintain them. Well, then he moved his business out down to Florida in the winters. He would come back and he gets so booked up, it's trying to get him to do it. If we can get a lot of the courts, you can't even see the lines. But I just talked to Brian today about this, and that's one of our priorities, to try and get them redone. All of them are horrible. I got calls on it all last summer. So we are, Jenny, to answer your question, we're looking into that, and hopefully that'll get done. Even if we have to do it in-house, we've got the machine to do it. It's just laying it out the correct way. So,
Okay.
Yep.
He also suggests if we ever get around to taking the fencing down from the skate park, he would love that around the basketball courts. I've invited him to future meetings. He has thoughts for you.
That's fine. That's great.
Yep.
Yeah, more happy to talk it over with them and bring it to the council and discuss
Is
it.
there a pond on the north side of that skate park?
No, it's right in between the field, it'd be field 2 and then the Walton hockey rink, and then in between the tennis courts there.
All right. I was just thinking maybe if they a skateboard got away from them, that it could potentially get flung into the pond, and then it becomes another concern.
I get that, and the only concern I have with it is it's left every day with a lot of trash and debris in there. They don't police themselves too well there, and that's the frustrating thing. It's the eyesore every day, going in there in the morning at 7:30 and looking. It's their park, and I've talked to them, and and it may not be Oakdale residents, but I think it brings people in from all over, and they would police it better. So my gripe would be then now we're going to have that blowing all over the park. So it's frustrating to see that every morning.
Yep. All right. Anything else, Jen?
No.
All right. Julie, park or recreational update.
Yeah, so I've got the March update. It's nice that we're back and resuming activities, so it's a good feeling for us. Our artist of the month is Bethany Finnern and poems by Celinda Olive. Really interesting work if you haven't stopped by the Discovery Center. If you're able, if you're at the indoor market this Saturday, stop by and check out that work. Very interesting. And speaking of the indoor markets, so we were able to run 5 of our scheduled markets this season. Obviously, we modified the markets, included a cap on vendors and customers. We did extra tables and spacing between vendor products and customers. We had hand washing stations. We did the one-way traffic flow, and we also incorporated hourly sanitizing of the building. So Nathan did a really good job making everything safe and COVID friendly. And we had really nice comments on Facebook, if anybody saw my attachment there, that they were appreciative that we were, doing all of those things to make everybody feel safe. So one last market, like I said, Saturday, March 20th. So stop by if you can and support our vendors. We're also finalizing details for our annual egg hunt, which will take place on April 3rd, and that is from 9 to noon. Again, the event will be modified. It'll take place outdoors this year with limited participants, and they are arriving at staggered times this year. They'll find eggs on the trail once again and visit different stations along the route. That's the best way that we can do this activity this year. Easter Bunny will be here as well, so there'll be photo ops for kids and parents. We're doing these in 30-minute time slots from 9 to noon. So that's how we're staggering those times for that. We've got about 100 kids signed up. We've got 50 more spots. So if anybody's interested, we've got about a week and 3 days to sign up before registration closed. So if you know anybody, feel free to hop on our website and sign up for the egg hunt. Our art fair will also return on Saturday, March 27th, and that'll be from 10 to 3 here at the Discovery Center. We've got 13 artists that are selling, and I did include the list of the vendors in your packet as well. So hopefully you took a look at those vendors and check those out. Stop by if you can to support our local artists too. They would love to see you stop by. Our snow sculpture contest. So to date, we received 7 entries. The theme this year is Everyday Heroes. We've got some really good submissions this year. Obviously, we're running out of time here. The snow that we got there, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do anything with that, but the entries must be received by March 31st. And the winner wins a $100 Target gift card. So that's a great prize for them. And we will contact them on Monday, April 1st, if they are the winner. Summer programming. We are deep in our summer programs. The newsletter will be available online and in-house in early April, so watch for that. Summer registration will begin on April 29th. I can't believe we're talking summer already, but that's what we do. We plan that early, so that's underway here. Snowshoe season. So it's been a really good season at the Discovery Center here. We had close to 100 rentals, and like I spoke last month, tons of people snowshoeing here at the Nature Preserve. So that's really great to see people are getting out and enjoying the park. And then finally, just a couple upcoming programs that we have. Our annual Sunday Bingo will be held on Sunday, April 11th. We still have openings for that. So feel free to hop online and register for that. That is $5 per person, so great deal. Prizes will be awarded too, so you can stop by and pick those up at the Discovery Center if you do win. Our story stroll in March is the 10 Rules of Being a Superhero by Deb Paluti. So as I stated last meeting, kids and parents are really loving this program. So we were really fortunate that Washington County Libraries were willing to partner with us on this one. And then lastly, our community walk will resume April 1st. And so that'll be underway. No changes to the program this year. We're hoping by that time we'll have dry conditions on the trail, but we're ready to roll with that one. So if anybody has any questions, I'll stand for those comments. Okay,
Anyone?
thank you.
Thanks, Julie.
Yep.
Eric, I see you're here. Do you want to talk?
Yes, I don't know that I have a way to share my screen. I know, I guess the reason I'm on the call is OAA. I'm the fields director for OAA. I know I've met a few of you before. We are looking for some of our in-house leagues for our younger kids. We're looking to get a small storage thing and put it on the Walton, one of the, I think we're looking probably, behind one of the backstops for Walton 5 through 8. Nothing huge, but we've got some portable pitching mounds that our kids are going to be using, and we need a place to store them. They're not real great for hauling around, so we're looking to purchase something and put it on, or behind one of the, I think the backstops there. So that's really, I think what I'm trying to, I don't know the process here, but I figure we need to, come in front and discuss and see what the next steps would be for this.
I think the first one would be we'll get a picture together and dimensions of the item, and then how to fasten it to the fence, and then present that with Jeff, and then figure out how we're going to secure that. And then from there, we'd have to look for approval from the council, I believe.
Yeah. And I guess, Paul, I don't know if it would be helpful how to share my screen now. I'm not real familiar with Zoom, but I think I could share a picture of what we're looking at, if that would be helpful.
Are those the smaller ones? I know we had them. Where are the ones, those couple we had that Klingsborn was using?
Well, he has one of the big ones and then a medium size, but we went with medium and small for Walton so that they're easily the coaches can easily pull them out of the storage unit and bring them out to the field.
Well, are they not fitting in our shed?
Well, the coaches don't have access to the shed.
Wasn't that what the director's for?
It is. There's scheduling conflicts on that side. But if this is we can talk and find out if this is something that we leave up year round, or we could remove it at the end of the season and put it into our storage unit, and then just reassemble it for the next year.
But it's bigger than the boxes we got behind there now, evidently.
Yeah, you need a little bit taller. But what I can do is, Eric sent me a picture of it and the dimensions, and what I'll do is I'll forward that to Jeff then and see what his opinion is of if it's a workable item or not. I see that, Jeff.
You are paying attention.
Anything else, Eric?
And, and this isn't, we're not asking for, it'll be paid for by OAA. We intend on doing the assembly, right, on that as well. I don't think that we're looking for any sort of, we don't need any city help. We're just kind of, trying to get the okay for it, I think is
Right.
what we do, right?
Yeah, we're all for helping you. I don't care about that part of it. I don't know what their ordinance is or what, they got to get a variance for it. I don't know. I'd have to look and see. I don't have an issue.
Yeah, I figured that we'd have to talk with the council and find out what they want to do. And Brian.
And Paul, I'm happy. I've got this, I've got the email with everything. So if you don't care, I'll send it off to Jeff and just copy you if that works.
Yeah, that'll work. And then send the dimensions and everything so he sees it.
I'm looking at it and it's got interior and exterior and it's in inches. So I'm going to try to, look at that and break it down into feet. So because to me, it's like I'm looking at these and it's like, okay, I'm kind of more confused. So I want to simplify it a little bit too before I send it off.
All right.
Eric, do you want to try sharing that again?
Yeah, I didn't try sharing it before.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
So I'll do that now. I hit the button, so I'm hoping I'm sharing.
Yep.
Yep, you are.
And there's some more dimensions and further information on it. But to me, it doesn't look too much different than something, people are putting on the side of their houses, that they're storing, maybe gardening. And
Say, Eric, how is that locked? I can't really see.
I can't really tell either, you know, in looking at some of the further information, it does say that it locked. I can't tell exactly where yet from the picture here.
Under
Right.
the lid. Right about halfway, just a little to the right.
I see the opening. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
that's,
I wonder if a padlock goes in there or something.
yeah, kind of like we have.
Lock the doors and then bring the hood down and then put a
Yeah.
padlock on it.
Yeah.
Eric, what are the mounds? What are they? Are they composite or what are they?
I'm not sure what they're
Okay.
made out of. I haven't seen one, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It was
So
just
getting back to traveling, where do they store theirs right now?
traveling moves his around because it's Chris on the traveling side. I think he gives each one of his coach a mound, excuse me, that they can put in their trunk or whatever, and then they travel around with it.
I gotcha. Okay.
This one at the Walton Park, because of what we have in the shed, I don't want to give everyone access into that building. So we're trying to find something that we could put out in the park just for a temporary, whether it's seasonal and we'll take it back down, or year round if it's doable. And then we also, and I think I've talked to Jeff already about some storage mounds at the pinwheel back in the back room, I think, where the light switch is. And we'll have to revisit that one too. But if that's not an option, then we'd like to do something there also.
Okay, well, I will follow up and send that information to Jeff and to you, Paul.
All right. Thank you. Anything else, Eric?
No, I'm glad Jeff touched on, where they're at with the fields, because I'm surprised I haven't been getting questions yet from the coaches and the directors. So, right where we'd expect to be. And I'm, more than happy to tell them, okay, well, you can't get on the fields yet. We're waiting, like we always do. So Jeff will let us know as soon as we can.
Yeah, it's the middle of March, so it's early yet. I can't put equipment on them or anything right now. So.
Yeah, and I don't think we're even getting going, but you know how it is.
I get it. Everybody wants to get out, but
sure.
Hey, Eric, can you have the director send out an email to remind the coaches not to go on the fields until notified by the city?
I will do that.
Thank you.
that'll go out about August.
All right. Commissioner comments. Anyone? I suppose
have
Kevin's here. I
one.
should ask him, huh? Kevin, you got anything?
I have a commissioner comment.
Okay.
The wellness group has set a date for the first aid, hands-on CPR, and the AED training, and that will be in September the 23rd. It's a Thursday night from 6 to 7:30. It is open to all ages. And they will have, like we did 2 years ago when we did this event, paramedics from the fire department will bring the dummies to practice the CPR on, and they will bring a sample of what that AED box looks like, and instructions on how to use it. And then they'll go into a little more detail about some first aid tips and that type of thing. So now as we get closer, I'm sorry.
No, I think it was a background noise.
Oh, okay. So as we get closer, you can reserve your spot for that. It is a free event, but I don't know if it will be limited to a certain amount of people. It depends on how much equipment the paramedics feel they have and how they can distribute that amongst the people there. So just wanted to say a little bit about that. And we're still working on a bike maintenance workshop. Not getting real far as dates because the bike shops are very busy right now. So if we can get a date and schedule that, I'll let you know.
Okay.
But that's all I have.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other commissioners? All right, Jake, we're circling back.
I did text both the city administrator and Kevin. The city administrator reminded me that we did have a brief discussion, and it did appear that council was unanimous in keeping that $75,000 in the parks budget. But Kevin did point out that won't be written in stone until after the audit is complete. And I'm sure at some point in the future, council will make a determination on what, if anything, to do with those funds.
Okay.
I hope
Thank you.
that helps.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't want to, get to the last quarter and you got $75,000 there to try to figure out what to do with.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I'm sure at some point we will have an in-depth discussion about that.
All right.
At this point, I just can't tell you when.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Yep. Then the last thing is ask for adjournment. Need a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion that.
Jan, second.
I'll second it.
Glenn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Thank you very much. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. See ya.